Okay, I've got a bunch of moon photos. You can go online if you don't have a telescope and you don't have a camera to take your own video and photos of the moon. You can go online and download photographs of the moon and do full moons, of course. Get full moons, get a whole bunch of them, and so you can start looking around at it. I got a Jordan Peterson video ready to go in the background, and it's about Trump. I'm just gonna play it before I do my usual rant and rave about why does nobody see it? Why does nobody see what should be obvious? I don't fucking know.
I mean, how do you judge the success of an American president? Not engaging in a stupid war is a nice start. Trump is an anomaly, in my estimation. He isn't a typical Republican. He's quite bombastic and assertive. He's not a typical conservative. In fact, he wasn't a conservative, I don't think, at all.
Ready for Democrats.
Well,
I think,
yeah, and he's got an entrepreneurial bent as well. And entrepreneurial types tend to be liberal.
That's what he sold himself, I suppose, as president.
Well, he is an entrepreneur. He's an author. He had a successful TV show. He's had his real estate dealings, and you can quibble about how successful he was at some of those things. He was certainly successful on TV, and so he's got an entrepreneurial temperament. So he's a strange person. He's an idiosyncratic person. And the one thing I would say in his favor, as far as I'm concerned so far, is that he has not embroiled the U.S. in an additional stupid war. And that's happened a lot in the last 15 years, and the fact that that hasn't happened so far, I'm quite happy about. So he's noisy, he's provocative, that's for sure. He seems impulsive, although it's hard to tell how much of that is crafted, you know. He's definitely disagreeable, which is quite interesting, and that comes out in his Twitter behavior and so forth, and in the way that he handles his political allies, for that matter. He's certainly not currying favor, and you can make the case that he's a divisive figure, and perhaps that's the case. The Trump phenomena probably worries me less than people think it should, but there are reasons for that. The first reason is that I don't really think that the American people are more polarized now than they were 10 years ago. And the reason I think that is because for 20 years, 50% of them have voted for Republicans, 50% of them have voted for Democrats. It hasn't moved. It's been exactly the same. I don't think that the Americans are any more polarized than they were under Nixon. And then that was pretty polarized. Like, there was violence on the campuses. There was more violence in that period of time than there is now. I don't think that it's obvious that the Americans are more polarized than they were under Reagan. Maybe they are, but I don't think it's worse than under Nixon. And so they've muddled through this sort of thing before. America's very more upset than I've seen it. People are more upset in the United States than I've seen. Certainly, I lived there for 6 years in the 90s. And people are more upset now than they were then. The tension is palpable. But I'm not convinced that that reflects a genuine polarization on the part of the party.
So I got two different telescopes, standard telescope and a reverse telescope. Photographs from both.
Nice. Moderate left, moderate right, reasonable discussion, certain underlay of ineradicable corruption, you know, small-scale corruption that you always see in political systems, but none of this ideological excess. That would be lovely. So I'm not too worried about the situation in the United States. I think the Americans have been through far worse than what they're going through now. The economy's in reasonable shape, although people argue about how sustainable that is. It could be worse, and I mean, how do you judge the success of an American president? Not engaging in a stupid war is a nice start. And I have sympathy for politicians in general in the United States. Congress people have very hard jobs. It's not a job I would like. I don't think it's a pleasant job. They spend a lot of their time fundraising, 25 hours a week. on the phone out of their congressional offices because otherwise they're not supported by their party leadership. 40% of them sleep in their offices when they go to Washington. They don't even have apartments. Those that do usually have little bitty apartments. Their families aren't there because it's hard to get families to move to Washington now with dual career families. They don't have much of a social group. They have to run for their job every 2 years. This is not a... Plus, they're under attack all the time, and they're micromanaged and microscheduled. The way to re-election is through a better story, but that's not the reason to tell it. The reason to tell it is because you believe it. And for the first time in my life, really, I believe this to be the case, conservatives really have something to sell to young people. And they can sell the meaning of responsibility. Because young people are bereft of meaning. And most people find meaning in responsibility. And when the right talks about responsibility, they kind of do it in that finger-wagging way that makes conservatives unpopular among young people. You should be responsible. It's like, yeah, you should. Why? Well, because your life is chaotic and meaningless, and you're stuck in this juvenile surreality, and it's really painful for you, and you're anxious and aimless and goalless. And then you look at people who have a life, because maybe you could have a life, and you think, well, what does that life consist of? It's like, well, you have a committed, intimate relationship. There's one. You have friends that you're honest with and playful with. Mm-hmm. So you have a group of friends. You have a job or a career. You know, you learn how to use your life, your time outside of work in a productive, engaging way. You regulate your susceptibility to the multitude of hedonistic temptations that are in front of you. You pay some attention to your mental and physical health. You make a goal, some goals for the future that are concrete. Well, there's 7 things you can do. They're all responsible things. Why? Because then your life will have some meaning. Now, you might say, well, what's the ultimate meaning? It's like, get those things straight first. They're not nothing. And maybe you won't be so damn miserable and bitter and resentful and angry and aimless and anxious and frustrated and disappointed and ashamed if you had 5 of those 7 things going well. And the conservatives can make that case. No bloody left isn't making that case. It's like for them, responsibility is pretty much equivalent to totalitarian patriarchal oppression. The conservatives could just take that and say, no, our institutions, they're pretty solid. Maybe if you don't...
Yeah, I'll just say that, Jordan, go read United Nations Agenda 21, Agenda 2030, and 2033. You like reading. This was all planned out. The destruction of the Americas was all planned out. From Canada all the way down to Brazil. This was all part of the global plan. It's been this way for a couple thousand years or more, best I can tell. They call it a New World Order, but it's really nothing new about it. It's not a world, and there's no order about it. It's done by design of chaos, not by design of order. It's opposite of everything that they tell you that it is. Who is they? They is us. They is we. If you haven't figured that out yet, then you're not looking. You're not looking. I understand people want to beef up Trump and everything like that, but that was all part of the plan. It's to keep both sides divided, keep Trump in the press. Because as I said the other day, there's no such thing as bad press, bad publicity, no such thing. So the idea is to keep Trump in the public eye. If they didn't do this January 6th, I was calling it September 6th before. January 6th committee garbage. If they were not doing that, Trump would just like fizzle off, just like he did beforehand. He was always a millionaire. He was never really as popular as even when his TV show and all that stuff. This is all we're talking about acting, actors, actresses, just like all the rest of the politicians that you're giving credit for, that are going to Congress. Everybody's a bunch of liars. So if you want to give them the benefit of the doubt and say that they're unintentional liars, okay, I can go along with that up to a certain point. But some of the things that you guys are all lying about should be very obvious, you know. I've been going through some of them as I've been going along, but, you know, what a bunch of fucking liars. How you could not call yourself out and see yourself for the liar that you are and all these lies that you're spreading, I don't know. It's beyond me. I mean, you sound so intelligent, And that maybe that's the whole thing, because figuring out now what intelligence truly is, really what we call intelligence, what humans call intelligence, is just the memory capsule. So if you memorize all the lies, then you go to the top of the food chain. You know, that's kind of the simple way about it. Um, but now, I've been watching you now for, I don't know, a couple months now, it seems, and I've been through, I think, all your videos now. I'm barely able to even find anything that I haven't seen that you've been in. Maybe some other people's podcasts or something. Maybe I haven't caught yet. Um, and you seem like a nice guy, but I question whether you're a purposeful liar or not at this point, because just like with a lot of people, I'm torn by it. Are you a product of your environment, and that's why you're lying to us about all this? How could you not see that this was all planned out? All the shit that's going on in the news right now. This is the crashing of our country. We're going to be dividing the states. They even have a name for it. It's called the Divided States of America. Uh, Canada probably don't even have to divide, because there's, what is there, 1.5, I think, million or something over there, 150 million or something. Yeah, 150 million. So you guys don't even have to divide up. The 350 to 380 million here, depending on how many illegals we let in before this all goes down, it's going to happen real quick, because it has to, because Trump's coming back in. Whether you like it or not, and what you have to say about Trump coming back in means nothing. Trump's coming back in. If it don't end up being Donald Trump and some weird thing happen, it'll be another Trump. That is the final Trump, according to their Freemasony, Illuminati-ish, weird agenda bullshit that they play all sides of. So, as I was saying in the video the other day, they all get along just fine in the True Creator's energy. It's not even a pretending that they hate each other. It's really not. It's just an act, a show. Um, I brought up, Trump threatening Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton has gotten away with all the same shit that her husband and every other politician has gotten away with over the years, because they know the True Creator's work. They know the True Creator system. They're playing all of us for a bunch of fucking zombie slaves that we all are proving to be. Now, granted, there's a lot of programming involved in doing that, but the 7.8 billion on this earth, it seems that we want to be lied to. We want to be programmed. We don't want to admit the true creator. We don't want to admit the false creator. That's why we put up false prophets. We put up false. Everything is fucking false. Every story, you gotta really start all over again. So when we hear stories about the Democrats want to tear it all down, yeah, tear it all down. But then they don't have no idea of what to build back up except the same old shit. It's just gonna still go on being divided and conquered, right? So no matter what. So we were able to disguise our slavery for a long time. For thousands of years, we were able to disguise it for the majority of the population. And I'm talking about the 1% on this earth that actually knows what I'm telling you consciously, and they work the system and play us like a bunch of zombie slaves that we are. So obviously humans want to be lied to. We just want it to be simple, I guess. We sold out at some point to humans. It's humans at this point. So to keep playing things off as it's nature, and it's the God that we were told about in the scripts or in the Bibles or in the books and everything like that. It's not that. It's none of that. As a matter of fact, there's a lot of evidence that even the human prophets that have all been here, that we give so much credit to, when you look at the true creator's work, the false creator's work, and slash creator's work, when you look at their work, what you'll notice is that all that other shit was useless, and it was all bullshit, right? So I could give you a bunch of things, and I usually don't do this because I don't like to cut on anybody's religion. It scares people away too quickly. I like to get people. It doesn't really matter, I guess, at this point. Who the fuck cares? I mean, people just run away anyway, so who cares? But anyways, you can use the Ten Commandments, for example, and you look at those Ten Commandments, and everybody thinks, oh, they're so good and it's so nice, right? Nah, man, there's fucking thousands of other things, and we're not going to call them laws because even the laws are set up to hurt the average zombie slave. They're not set up to help anybody. Every fucking one of them is set up to hurt us. The programming, the fact that they're allowed to be programmed, we all know that we're being programmed, but yet we allow it, and then we pretend that we're so stupid. I'm sorry, so intelligent. We pretend that we're so damn intelligent that we just go along with it all. It's fucking weird, man. Google, what's this? Siri, what's that? What's this? Nobody's using their own fucking memory capsule anymore. We're all going back over to synthetics. And that should not be, because if you really want to pray to the false creator / creator, that'd be a nice thing to do if we were all doing that and showing credit. I don't even have evidence yet that the false creator / creator even gives a shit about us, to be honest. That part I still am searching for. But as far as the true creator goes, I definitely am positive 100% that the true creator that definitely does not give a shit about the bio realm. But again, why would we not pray to him, her, it, true creator? Why would we not give our thank you to the true creator? Because it's the true creator's energy that makes this place and that we live, So unfortunately, you think it's a spinning wet pararocket ball that's spinning at 1,100 miles an hour, and its moon's going around us at 2,200 miles an hour, and we're flying through the vast of outer space at 10,000 miles an hour, when outer space does not even exist in the way that we're told. So when you think about just those lies, the heliocentric lies or the geocentric lies, because there's a lot of geocentric lies as well, and I keep hearing you talk about geocentrics even today, and you're going by what you learned from the United Nations, it sounds like to me, when you're talking about you didn't say geoengineering, but you're talking about and it wasn't geopolitics either. Maybe it was geopolitics in another geo format that you were talking about. But the whole geo system was all garbage. All of it was all fucking lies, man. So you're seeing this shit with, okay, Obama was in, and we had a suspicious death of a Supreme Court justice. Then everybody on one side gets worried. Oh my God, Obama's going to put in a liberal douchebag before he leaves office. Okay, no, we're going to have a bunch of division going on. No, we're going to stop him. We're going to put a hold on it. That ain't right. The next president's going to do that. So then Trump comes in. Now, a million stories I can tell you that the whole Trump thing was so obvious that it was all fucking planned out. Number one, he did not do anything about the mineral streets. Everything was an act. Everything was a show. Most of it was a lie. He was brought our gas and oil and all that way up and all. It was all a lie. I mean, they just fudge the numbers to whatever they want. He can make a few tiny little fucking changes, and all of a sudden we're making billions of dollars. No. They just wanted to build everything up on the nationalism side of the argument, and all the nationalists would get behind Trump and, oh yeah, it's all going great. And then the other half, we could say minorities, but it's not just minorities. It was half the population. On the other side was all saying the opposite. Both of them just as insane. I would say that the Democrats seem more insane to me only because I had a conservative mindset, or a true liberal conservative mindset from a long time. Grew up with a liberal douchebag mindset, just simply programming, and then eventually got nervous of how bad I was going and how bad everybody looked, so my mindset changed, and I changed over. But now, forget it, man. They're all fucking full of shit. And you can see so easily that they're all full of shit. I feel silly myself for believing anybody's nonsense over all these years. But, there was a lot of programming that had to take place in order to do that. A lot of distractions as we went along. And And anyways, for everyone to pretend that they don't know this is going on, and what it was going to go on. And where the fuck was everybody, as far as you Republicans, conservatives, for 60 years? That a lot of people were telling you that it was going to go down this way. So why were you not changing the things that were happening in the colleges, let's say? Why were you not making things better all along? Only in the last 3-4 years you start putting another side to the story into the schools. Of course, the schools are going to be 80 to 90% liberal douchebag, because they're all fucked up. They've been programmed, man, between the internet, and they can't put their phones down. They're all totally addicted to this AI and the 0101. You lied to them about their math. You lied to them about every fucking thing, and you're still continuing to do so. Jordan Peterson. So maybe you didn't know at the time, and I will try to get you these videos, and hopefully you'll go look, and then you won't have any excuses for still lying after you go look. You're going to have to tell everyone the truth now, once you see it. So, but for the time being, I'll keep on making these videos, and I'll call you out like I'm calling other people out as well, whoever I like, whoever. And it's really crappy, because I start off really with somebody that I like, and then the more I listen to them, and then I'm like, oh man, they're fucking going, oh man. Look, China's supposed to take over. China's going to be the new leading world power. It's already been this way. It's already happened. They just haven't let anybody in on the secret yet. It's already gone down, I don't know, maybe 20, 30 years already done. And they're just not letting us in on it. So, we pretend. We pretend. No, come on. Really think about it. We sent all of our economy over there, right? They're the ones, all the factories, everything that we built and made, and we said, oh, America's going to base our economy on services. People's services. Okay, well, people want to get their nails done and their hair done, and they get massages, and they want people to wait on them, and waiters and cooks and everything. Like, okay, I get you, mechanics, auto mechanics and all. So I want to do all that, but if we're not making anything, what the fuck is that, right? And we've been teachers. You could be a teacher, that's a service. All services. You could be a politician, that's a service. You could be a nurse, that's a service. Doctors, that's a service. Everything's services, but we were not making anything. Right? The only thing we make is fucking death. That's the only thing we make. And we're pretty good at it. Because we make it slow, methodical, a good financial benefit to the medical industry, which is a huge part of our services that we offer. That's what we sell, drugs. We're fucking biggest drug dealer. Unbelievable. So how can everybody pretend that this was not happening? How can we all look at it now and say, gee, I wonder what's going on. I wonder why everybody's acting so fucking crazy. And then why are you only seeing the other side as being crazy, but your own side, oh yeah, you're going right along with Elon Musk, right? With Elon Musk. The most ridiculous stories I ever heard. NASA, you believe the shit that NASA's showing you and telling you and everything? Come on, man. But yet you're mad at Joe Biden about crashing the economy, destroying the American dollar to make China's monetary system grow, and you're acting like that. You're angry about that. How could that be? How could you possibly be angry? If you knew about it all along, which you did, we all seen it, we all just seen it coming. So how the hell do we pretend that, so here's Joe Biden comes out and says, oh no, nothing's wrong, it's all great here. Same fucking thing, man. They're all just lying to you. Put it this way. Both sides all know, at the top of the ladder, they all know what a joke the heliocentric model is. And think about it. 7.8 billion people on this earth believe that they're living on a spinning wet pararocket ball flying through the vast of outer space. Even though if you give them all the details that go against that even being possible, using their own science, using their own ingenious, intelligent, and science against them, and they still won't recognize it. They smile, they laugh, they just look at you like, dude, you're a fucking idiot. We got you, man. Why? Why do you got me? Because you all agree? Because you all agree to lie to each other and yourselves about it all? That's why? It just fucking don't make no sense, man. Don't make any sense. And I don't think it's supposed to make any sense. I think that it was all purposeful, all of it. I'm supposed to be looking at this moon. This is a moon photo that I got offline. It is the real moon. It is a real moon photo, I mean. They did all this sparkly stars and lines and shit coming out of it and everything like that, but that's okay. It's still a good moon photograph, so I'm going to use it while I'm doing this. I'm going to punch up another Jordan Peterson video, but I can't seem to get through any of your videos anymore. The only one I got through, Jordan, was your father, and maybe a couple more that were a little light. They were a little more light, and things that maybe you were correct about, you know, because there are some things that you are instinctually correct about. And then you, as soon as you let out with that one thing, then you go right, like you're very familiar with all the scripts, right, with all the biblical reading and all that. So you're well adversed in talking about the Bible and that kind of thing. And there are a lot of little truths that trickle down through all these lies. And that's why I always say you're like right there. You're like right there. You almost got it. Because you'll track all the fucking lies all the way to a certain point, and then when I think that you're going to let out with something true, you just continue on, but this time adding your own lies. Lies that you believe. All right? It's weird. It's really weird. You know, okay, you're pointing out the lies about the left, right? Doing all their weird shit with the transgender stuff and all this stuff, and you go all the way down those lines, and you're battling it out, and you're trying to make a difference and everything like that. But yet, you won't cross over and get rid of your conservative mindset so that you don't have either, and try to get to a reality-based religion rather than imagination-based religion. You'll call theology theory. You don't need theory, you don't need theology, and you don't need your imagination. Not for what I'm showing you. Not to get past everything that you're claiming to want to get past. Because you're always sounding like you want the answers. You want the answers to life. You want the answers. Why are we here? What are we doing here? When did we get here? How were we made? Well, now we have all those answers. We have them all. I don't talk about all of them because it doesn't get me anywhere. It just scares people away. And the further I go and the further I tell people about what it is we're looking at here, then the further away they go. That's why it's better to just show it to you, let you see it all, and that's what I try to do. I try to show it to everybody. I try not to say too much. I wasn't planning on talking at all today. I had a really bad couple of weeks. A friend of mine committed suicide. It's a second person that's close to me that's committed suicide in the last 5 years. Very nice kid. Just a kid. I call him a kid. I mean, he's just in his 30s. And he was a really good father. He was a good husband. I know he had a few problems. I think he was drinking or something a little bit. But he totally sabotaged. I don't even know. Because I don't even have all. Who the fuck knows? Everyone's such liars anyway. Who the fuck knows what part of the story was real or not or anything like that. Who the fuck knows? But anyway, he's dead now, and I hate that when people do that. Listen, anybody out there watching my videos, if any time things seem hopeless and they seem like you just can't go on anymore, don't do it. Just don't do it. There's so much good to see. If you come and see my videos, don't walk away in fear. Don't walk away thinking, oh, this is it. He just proved that the God I was told about in my Bibles don't exist, so there's no use in living anymore. No, this is better than the God in your Bibles. This is a reality. This is better than your fucking Trump. This is better than your Biden. This is better than your Jordan Peterson or your fucking all the other heroes that everybody has, but for some reason I don't even know why the heroes we have are heroes. But don't do it. I mean, this guy was such a good person. He was such a loving father, and I'm telling my kids about him because my kids were young when we first met him and haven't hung around with him in a while because he was going through a divorce and stuff with his wife, and so he moved out of state and we weren't seeing him for a long time and stuff. But he was a really good guy. I mean, all the shit that I don't do with my kids because I think it's propaganda, and I try to explain this to them. Fuck their football shit, man. It's a distraction. Fuck their baseball, man. It's a distraction. You don't need all this shit. All this exercise shit that you're big with Joe Rogan and everything. You don't have nothing to feel bad about Jordan Peterson. Matter of fact, Jordan, you were the perfect fucking size to be living in this electrical system that I'm trying to show you. You're the perfect size. Not too much muscle, not too much fat. Really good. And as far as your sickness and your ailments go, my videos already got deleted when I tried talking to you about it. But I can help you. I can help you and your daughter with your sickness. I don't give a fuck what it is. I don't care what sickness you got. I can locate it. I can find it, and I can fix it for you right over the internet. I can tell you how to do it, or over the phone, or whatever. And it'll take time most likely because it sounds like she's got like 3 or 4 different. Sounds like she might have like 3 or 4. They're the deep internals, and same thing with you. It's called Metellus. They're a biocarbon. They're biocarbons. They go from nanocarbon, electrocarbons, and biocarbons, hybrid biocarbons, and biocarbons. So we're not told about these things, and there are tens of thousands of them, and so far that I can even put a number on that, and that seems like a small number to me. That's how many there really are. There's so many of them, but I'm only one person, and I'm just a fucking idiot, so I don't have time to go solving everybody's shit. But I can tell you, I can definitely help you, and I can help anybody that wants to go look at the system. You'll go look at the system, then you'll say, oh, gee, if he's right about all this shit that he's telling me about, I can see it all now. So I wonder if he was right about that Metellus shit nonsense he was talking about. Yeah, I am, because it's something else that's come out in the last, I don't know, 5 years or so, that actually 15 years of looking for what the problems were, and then 5 years coming to terms with, oh my God, it was this easy? Oh my God, this is fucking easy. So I can just see it. I can just see it all for what it is. But, you can't be listening to the 7.8 billion liars anymore, because if you take anything the 7.8 billion liars say for as based on reality, it's not. And you can say, oh, how can you say that? Yeah, I can say it easily. Unfortunately, I cannot explain it clearly and fully because my videos get fucking deleted and my channel gets shut down. Something about the medical industry, right? I'll just tell you that. All of it, the food industry, the medical industry, the politics, the energy we used, we using. I can't keep doing it. I can't keep going round and round. Anyways, Brian, I love you, Brian. I wish you didn't do that. Good husband, good father, wonderful guy, unbelievable, man, unfucking believable. Then another good friend of mine's son, young son, also took his own life a few years back. Unexpectedly, I guess. You think that you notice the signs and shit like that. But, when you think back to your own childhood and stuff like that, I'm explaining to my kids so that they have some understanding about it. Because there are times when people have these bad thoughts like that. And if you don't have any way to get over them and get past them, then what would I have done, right? When I was younger, I had different times where the way I explained it to my son was, it's stupid no matter what you do, because no sense in leaving early. I mean, they're getting rid of us by 70, 80 years old tops, right? I mean, really, most people I know are dying of cancer, diabetes, obesity, all different kinds of diseases and sicknesses and everything like that. which are all acceptable ailments because they're all draggable. They'll all be huge benefits to our economy when we're all slowly dying like that. So you can, work to let you work hard. So first you're a benefit to the medical industry for being born. That's going to cost you 3 to 10 grand. If it don't cost you out of pocket, it's costing the insurance company, whoever's paying for it all, more like 25, 30 grand, more likely nowadays. So right off the bat, you're already going right down, all the way from birth, all the way to your death tax that you got to pay when you die, right? And then, so no matter what you do, you can never get ahead. You can never get your family ahead. It's a tight struggle in your capitalist fucking country. It's ridiculous. Capitalist country, and we got freedom. And no, we did not. We never had any fucking freedom. Never did. All this shit they're trying to take away our freedom of speech. We never had freedom of speech. They're full of shit. It's ridiculous. Freedom of speech, if you go along with all the lies, yeah. If you want to encourage some lies or another, then yeah, we'll promote your book. We'll let you have newspaper privileges, and we'll let you, if you're going to, let's say, play sports or go along and be a distraction, be a movie star, television personality, any of those things, yeah, because you're propping up all their lies on whatever side, because we've all been divided so many times. I don't have time to get into all the sides. There's millions of them. So as long as you choose one of those fucking sides and divide with everybody, but if you divide from everybody, then you don't get no voice. You don't get to say shit, And that's the way it's always fucking been. And they shut you up, they shut you down. Just like I was saying about the inventions, whenever somebody comes up with a biofuel that you can run on fucking air particles or whatever, because there are people out there, like there's a kid out there that's been only out for about 5-6 years, I think, or something, and he's got the magnets that he runs on dry ice. You might have seen it. He's got a little dry ice racetrack, and I believe he even went to TED Talks or whatever. They hide shit like that. That shit like that proves, and when you see that, you think to yourself, well, wait a minute, why aren't we just doing everything like that? We don't necessarily need dry ice, but reverse magnetism. Why would we not just have magnets under all of our roads? Why didn't we do this like right away, like 100 years ago? Why didn't we do this like a couple thousand years ago? Because we did thousands of years ago. We did. That's the way we used to move things around. We knew how the system worked. We knew the electromagnetic nanocarbon system that we live in. But now, today, all these years later, it's ignored. And we look at that. Oh, cavemen. We were cavemen back then. We didn't know shit. We were just smashing rocks with rocks and all that. No. Go back further than that. To go to cavemen, you're only talking about 6,000 years. Because if you go back before that 6,000 years and you keep going back, you find evidence all over the place, all over this earth, that we were much more advanced than we are now. We're going backwards. They're giving you the AI 010101. Why zero? Why zero? The true creator system is one. So each human, each biospecies, even the trees or a blade of grass, everything that is built in this system by this true creator's energy is all one. So we consciously are individuals. One, I'm one, you're one, he's one. We're not 1, 2, 3 in the true creator system. In the true creator system, I'm not 1, you're 2, he's 3, the blade of grass is 4, the tree is 5. No. We're all one in the true creator system. Only here in the conscious realm are we divided, because that's the way the false creator/creator did his build. He built. That's how the entire build was, based on division. And then humans stole the false creator's work at some point. I don't know how many years, and I don't know how many thousands of years ago, but it's pretty apparent that that's the way it went down, because we can tell that by the feline, canine, rodent, ape, human, and beast, everywhere that the true creator uses to build everything, because it's his builders, his energy that builds everything in here, everything. So we can break a rock open and split a rock and a stone, and we can look inside feline, canine, rodent, ape, human, and beast. We're looking at the moon right now. I can go in and pull millions and millions of images out of the moon, and I will. I will. I'm going to do a good job on this moon series as I'm going along in the moon part of the series. And it's going to be feline, canine, rodent, ape, human, and beast. I can look into my human skin, and then we're going to see it's feline, canine, rodent, ape, human, and beast. That tells us something. It should tell us something. Why nobody wants to look, I don't fucking know. You're told that it was your imagination. You were told by these scientists that you would be declared insane if you've seen reality. So if you see reality in my ink splatter, right? Because I'm going to get into the ink splatters too. It's fucking psychiatrists, man. See, Jordan Peterson, you therapists and psychiatrists are pretty fucking up there bad with all the rest of these liars. So back up, step outside the fucking box, please, and go look at what it is I'm showing you, and you'll see it. And then everything I say, everything I'm saying to you should make sense by that time. But it doesn't even matter. You don't even have to listen to what I say. As I'm always repeating, also, you don't need to put sound on to watch my videos. It might be a little boring, you might think, but nah, you'll start to see imagery in the moon, and then that's important. So as I'm sitting here talking about nothing, I'm looking in the camera and I'm seeing a lot of things that you all should be able to start seeing. Now, I can certainly take the camera in like I'm advising you to do, and I will do over the next 3 or 4 videos. What am I at? 41 minutes, I think. So yeah, I already used up a whole 45-minute freaking video, just talking about nothing. So I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna put some of your videos on Jordan Peterson, and we'll get into it, I guess. But there's the crap about Trump, and I don't even know where to fucking go anymore. I mean, they're all such liars, man. Everybody, Joe Rogan, fucking, who's gonna, so Joe Rogan working so tight with Fox News, bunch of fucking liars. So are they purposeful liars? Probably most of them are not. They're probably just programmers. They're unwitting, unsuspected, or unsuspectable. They think what they learned in school and what they were taught by their parents and what they saw in TV and movies and read in books, they think it was all real, It's just like watching that Sandra Bullock movie when she did it, right? I never went and watched. I haven't gone to the movies in probably 20-something years. But anyways, I remember hearing about when she made that movie, different people were coming out and asking her how it felt to be, how did the camera crews move around when you were in outer space and all this, as if she really was going to go to outer space to do a fucking movie, right? I mean, and she just went along with them. She said, oh, it wasn't too bad, and whatever, You think to yourself, it's the same thing. It's the same thing that Jordan Peterson's doing. When you think about it, it's the same thing he's doing with Elon Musk. Oh yeah, he's something to be put in a car on a rocket, shooting into outer space, and then when his rockets come back, they do a flippity floppity and defy the laws of gravity. I don't know how he does it. You fucking idiot. He ain't doing it. It's a CGI bullshit story. He's fucking not doing none of the shit you're claiming he's doing. Fuck me, man. Fucking unbelievable. And you're the most intelligent people we got?